Around the World in 80 Days felt like it took 80 days to complete watching. It's boring, dull, repetitive, slow. It was 3 hours long, but it felt way longer, and I only have a smidgen of good things to say about it. It was directed by Michael Anderson, and it stars David Niven as Phileas Fogg, an English gentleman who bets a bunch of other English gentlemen that he'll be able to journey across the world in only 80 days. He's accompanied by his valet, Passepartout, played by a Mexican actor named Cantinflas. Apparently, this guy was a big deal in Mexico and the Latin world. A very big deal. He's considered a cultural icon. He's made a ton of films, and he's known as the Mexican Charlie Chaplin. That's pretty impressive. And who does he play in his first Hollywood production? A servant to a wealthy British guy. Figures. Anyway, Fogg and Passepartout journey across the world, go to exotic locations, and meet a bunch of colorful yet forgettable characters along the way, who are played by a slew of Hollywood stars making pointless cameos. This movie was so bad, you guys. I don't want to talk about it, but I will. Before I start, though, can someone explain to me what's up with the opening of this film? Why does the film start with Edward R. Murrow talking about technological advancements as we're treated to a screening of Georges Méliès' A Trip to the Moon? This has absolutely nothing to do with the story. What is this? Seriously? Anyway, after that confusing opening, the movie actually begins, and we realize that the characters are shallow and uninteresting. Fogg has no character. He's just a dull Brit, while Passepartout is simply the comic slapstick relief. Oh, and he's horny. That's his only character trait. I'm sure that the book gave us a reason to care about the characters, and the wager, and everything else, but the film simply does not. There's a slight sense of adventure to the film on account of all the exotic and diverse locations, the large-scale sets, and the lavish designs, but I keep coming back to the characters. If I don't care about the characters, then I won't care about anything else the movie has to offer. And unfortunately for this movie, the characters here suck. What else? Shirley MacLaine is in this film, believe it or not, as the Indian princess Aouda, who joins our heroes on their journey after they save her from being burned alive. Now, I don't care about identity politics when it comes to casting, but even I can't deny that she simply doesn't look Indian, and that was distracting. She didn't even sound Indian.
I've always admired men who are precise, who have a sense of order and discipline. You saved my life, at the risk of your own, generously, impulsively.
Is it just me? I don't know what else to say about this film. The locations are nice, but we also spend way too much time in them. The story just stops in favor of large-scale dance sequences and other stuff. The only one that I liked was a scene where a bunch of Indians, the American ones, just attack our heroes out of nowhere, and there's a massive shootout sequence. And I only liked it because it was so hilariously random. I think I know what the problem with this film is. It feels like the story and characters were used as mere vehicles for what the filmmakers actually cared about, which was the visuals and the locations, when it should have been the exact opposite. The characters should have been the focus, while the visuals should have been the support. But that's what happens when your priorities are backwards. You just get a bad film. How did this beat the 10 freaking commandments for the Best Picture award? This is a travesty. There's no excuse. This is one of the worst Best Picture winners of all time, and I'm so glad it's behind me. The future is looking bright, people. Up next is the 30th Best Picture winner, an epic World War II drama starring Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, The Bridge on the River Kwai. It's one of the good ones, trust me. Check back tomorrow for the next video of DB Reviews Oscar Madness Marathon, and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss a thing. Thank you all very much, and let the journey continue.